I spent $5 million so you can go to space for free. This is a video by a dude named Mark Robber. Nigga gonna rob me? Nah, let me stop. By Mark Robber. I seen this on my For You page. This shit looked interesting as fuck. I had to check it out. Let's see what he's talking about.
This is essentially a 1.2 million pound, 22-story building being violently launched into space.
Okay.
And 35 of those 1.2 million pounds is something I spent $5 million in the last 3 years of my life creating, which is the reason right here that I'm trying my hardest not to lose my lunch. But if we succeeded, there would be a satellite in space that could wirelessly receive your picture from down here on Earth and then display that picture on a screen in space, where it would snap
That's
an actual
hilarious.
selfie over any location on the planet. And I made a secret promise.
What?
If we somehow pulled this off, I would make use of the selfie satellite free forever to anyone on the planet. But before I can make good on that promise, we need to reach two very difficult milestones. The first of which was just escaping Earth's gravity with a successful rocket launch, where there's a million things that can happen.
Real quick, y'all. Do y'all ever think about like how scary as fuck it would be in space? Like, space don't got no goddamn. Space don't got Fortnite. Space don't got. There's no HUDs up there in space. What are you gonna do in space? I feel like that floating around and shit, that like zero gravity shit, I feel like that gets very old very quickly. I could be tripping.
Happen, only one of which is good. And second, the satellite would need to boot up and transform itself into selfie mode, assuming it even survived the violent launch. Because if any one of the 7,836 parts that make up the satellite break, there's absolutely no way to fix them, which would mean I invested 3 years and $5 million with absolutely nothing to show for it. For milestone 1, the plan was to throw a giant watch party with a bunch of my subscribers at an airport a few miles away from the actual launch pad. My God. All right, right as a plane.
This shit is cool, bro.
Literally ready for liftoff.
If you can invest $5 million into some shit like this, like I feel like that's fuck you money, bro. I feel like that's just I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it because I can ask money. I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. I think he should do it. I think he should do cool ass shit like this because shit, who else gonna do it? Nigga, I don't got $5 million to do this shit, and if I did, wouldn't be spending it on this shit. I'll tell you that.
That happens tomorrow as like launches happen.
And I think we got to stick a camera on and ask.
Nah, this shit dope though.
Right?
This, by the way, is Tim Dodd, aka Everyday Astronaut, the rocket whisperer of the internet. And I'd like to once and for all point out that in this clip, where he's talking to Elon about the Starship hot gas thrusters,
you don't even need a cold gas thruster system. You already have hot gas.
But this is only for the booster, right?
Yes.
where Elon considers his suggestion on the spot.
Although arguably, now you mention it, might be wise to do this for the ship too. We're gonna fix that.
And then 7 months later says this.
I'd say that's like one of the biggest improvements that we've made.
That is Tim behind the camera, not me. Because it feels like stolen valor every couple months when the internet mistakenly credits this exchange to me. How many of these have you seen here?
At Vandenberg, I've never seen one with my own eyes because it's always foggy.
Dang it! That's why they call it Foggenberg. And it turns out for the US government, all that fog is not a bug, it's a feature. Because one of the reasons they placed the base here in the height of the Cold War was because the persistent cloud cover would better hide the nuclear missile silos that were once placed here from all the Russian spy satellites.
See, chat, y'all niggas need to learn something, bro. See, that's why I like videos like this. I feel like I always learn something from shit like this. I always learn something. Hold on, it's hot as fuck in here. It's getting hot. Let me turn it. Lights and shit on in here, my nigga, it get hot. It get hot quick in this motherfucker. Alright.
Which is great for hiding stuff from the Soviets, bad for a live stream rocket launch. So there's a good chance tomorrow it's foggy and we see nothing. Like it would just be all clouds.
I mean, I'm talking where you can't even see like 100 feet in front of you, that foggy.
Wow.
Damn.
So after a bit of party,
I feel like it'd be so cool to like attend something like this.
Of a place to launch a rocket.
So Tim could set up a bunch of remote trigger cameras to capture some beautiful slow-mo launch footage. And once the sun went down, the rocket came up. So after a long day, we're all set up here. Just went through the run of show for the live stream. I think we're in good shape. It all just comes down to tomorrow and getting a good night's rest tonight. And we have a big, massive rocket bounce house. No one's guarding the entrance.
Nah, that shit's
I
cool.
feel like Neil Armstrong. To infinity and beyond. That was actually pretty
Nah, that
fun.
shit hella dope, actually.
Max height
For real, bro.
76. How much is 76 inches in feet?
76 inches is equivalent to 6 feet 4 inches.
I'm good. Gotta go before we get in trouble.
That shit look hella fun.
All right, we're headed over to the launch site. I slept as poorly last night as I have in over a year. I'm very nervous.
Probably hella
There's a
excited,
lot
too.
At stake here. There's just so many things that could go wrong. Not just today.
Oh, yeah, I feel
but
that
as
air
the
kicking in,
satellite
chat.
goes up,
That air kicking in.
just like that nervous excitement pit in your stomach that makes you want to jump for joy and puke in the toilet. This is the clearest morning you'll ever see here at Vandenberg Space Force Base, so it's a very good omen. And after meeting some of our first robotics volunteers... What up, guys? Thanks for coming out. Let's do this. Let's do this. And photobombing some selfies. Tim and I did a final practice run through.
In 5 minutes, we're going out to start hyping the crowd up.
Welcome everyone to the live stream, to this launch. And switched on the live stream.
We're live.
We're live. That's a big
Uh-oh.
moment. We're live.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I'm feeling the nerves. Please
I really hope this is successful.
Now, as a reminder, the rocket has
For real.
15 minutes to launch, detach the first stage rocket, and then make sure it lands safely, and then activate the second stage, at which point it can then push out all the satellites. And nailing that perfectly is the only way we avoid the million things that could go wrong. What's up,
Ain't it crazy how people can even think of making ideas like this possible? Like, to me, things like this just blow my mind. Like, I don't think I could ever be in a SpaceX room or in a NASA room. I mean, obviously, a nigga not that smart. But at the same time, it's just like, it's so crazy to me how people are so fucking smart, bro.
everyone? You guys ready for a rocket launch? We kick things off with a little bit of science, making some clouds.
Okay, that's pretty fire.
A bit of fire breathing. I'm a dragon! And
That's
even
really
took some
cool.
questions from the crowd. Like this first question about how all this compares to the Mars rover landing. Honestly, like, I haven't felt this feeling for about a decade.
7 years of my life and career come down to about 7 minutes.
It's just this feeling of nervous anticipation, but there's like nothing I can do. We've done everything we can. It's out of our hands, right?
Touchdown confirmed. We're seeing on Mars.
Wow.
Everything
so
in life
cool.
is a dice roll, but you just have to stack the dice in your favor. I think we're live. Welcome to the SatGus official launch party. So we're gonna have a very fun re-entry for stage 1, and we all get to feel a sonic boom. You'll hear it, you'll feel it. There will be no mistaking when it happens.
SatGus is heading out into a sun-synchronous orbit.
The same orbit the spy satellites have. Doesn't like when I say that. Oh, there she is.
Uh-oh.
So this is a live shot of the actual Falcon 9 rocket with SatGus on
The
top.
SatGus is in there, you guys.
But this thing's actually huge. It's about 22 stories tall.
We're sending
Wow.
a building to space today.
Yeah.
Wow,
Check it
that
out.
shit's crazy.
This is like 3 years of blood, sweat, tears, hard work from me and my team. And there is a lot on the line here.
A lot of money, too.
Okay, here we go.
A lot of money.
9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Chad, look at that.
That's a rocket!
SatGus is in.
You know what? Okay. I don't know who this Mark Robber dude is, but I love how fucking passionate he is about this rocket launching, bro. You can just tell, like, the man lives for this shit. The man lives for this shit, and I just think that's so fucking dope.
It is ascending on 9 Merlin engines, propelling it into space. Look
That's
at
so
that.
cool.
It's glowing extremely bright because of the carbon being burnt off from the kerosene. It's almost as bright as the sun. So
Mhm.
you'll notice it'll start to get dimmer as the atmosphere.
That's so cool.
That's the rumble I'm talking about.
That's the rumble!
That's what I live for, Mark.
Wow! That's incredible.
Wow.
That's a 22-story tall building flying into space.
Just fighting gravity. Oh, feel that rumble.
The 9 engines will cut off here in a second. Right there, that was main engine cut off. Now we're gonna see the second stage eject, and we're gonna start seeing my favorite thing in the world. It's the boost backburn. So there's second stage ignition. Now we're running on the single Merlin 1D vacuum engine, and the booster is turning around right now, and it's going to light its engines again for the boost back burn. There it is. You can start to see that extra exhaust going almost the wrong way. That's the booster coming home. It's probably gonna be somewhere around those clouds, maybe higher. Oh, right up there.
Oh, wow.
Once entry burn ends, you'll be shocked at how fast it's coming down. So you can still see it smoke.
Wow.
There we go. Look at how fast it's coming down.
Wow.
There's the clouds.
That
Look through
is
the clouds.
cruising. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Huge.
really cool.
Falling back right to the landing site. You can see a good smoke trail. This is easy to track now. You're gonna think like, okay, when's it lighting? When's it lighting? Come on, baby. Turn on those engines.
Wow.
But it waits until the last second. There it is! Landing burn, baby! Now we're not gonna hear the sonic boom in the engine for almost another minute again. So it is about to land. You'll see on the screens, it's about to touch down. It's deploying its landing legs. Right there, landing legs deployed. And right about when it touches down is probably when we'll hear the sonic boom. So get ready. Here it comes.
Touchdown.
Yeah, baby, here comes
Okay.
the sonic booms.
Wait for it. Maybe science doesn't work.
Oh shit! Wow, that's actually really cool.
Stage 2 is about to turn
That's
off
fire.
this engine, which will officially put SatGus in orbit.
Let's go.
Hopefully that helps you sleep just a little bit better tonight.
That'll help. I gotta be honest with you guys, that was kind of emotional for me. Growing up, you know, just looking out at the stars and just like thinking about who we are and the potential of us as humans. And then, you know, I got to work at NASA, and that was an amazing
That's
experience
cool.
with the rover, but like doing your own hardware and also making it like a full circle moment with you guys. There's a lot of kids' pictures on this thing. And so kind
Wow.
of being that catalyst and the incredible things you guys are gonna do to help the world and humanity, this is a moment. This feels really good. Thank you guys so much.
That is
for
so
coming out
cool.
here.
That is so cool. Shout out to Mark, bro. Shout out to Mark. This shit is fire.
So awesome. That, can you believe it? Like actually all worked out.
It's more emotional than I thought it would be. It's like a lot of work from a lot of people. I don't know, there's something about just like progress and humanity represented in that, right?
Yeah.
And just like the power of engineering to do good. I don't know, it was overwhelming.
That's so sick.
So cool. So cool. That was awesome. That was like cooler than I was expecting. Could you imagine if it was just fogged over?
Nominal warp insertion.
After receiving word SatGus was about 1 minute away from being pushed away from the second stage to orbit all alone, I ran over to watch it happen.
You're next. You're next.
Let's go, SatGus.
Oh, there's something.
You can see it. You can see it.
SatGus.
Space, man. You're
Separation
free flying.
confirmed.
You are free flying.
You did your part. Now we gotta do ours.
Good luck, man.
I'm like so locked in on this video, bro.
Still kind of riding.
He's
the
got that
adrenaline
fucking
high from
Tesla.
all
I
that, but we've
dude,
got
it's
one
like
down
everybody
now.
has the Tesla that I
One to
want
go.
but me, bro.
SpaceX has done their
Chat,
job.
chat, we gotta make it
Now it's up
happen.
to us and our
We
engineers
gotta make it happen,
to
chat.
see if we're actually getting space selfies back from this thing. Now there is a silver lining to all this.
Look at
wait,
it, it's
'cause
so
now
pretty.
I've got the perfect chance to show you my backyard, which you might notice now isn't even on this planet.
That
Because
is
this year
so
we're taking
cool.
Camp Crunch Labs to space. What the heck is Camp Crunch Labs, you ask? Camp Crunch Labs is your key to fighting that summer brain drain. With an 8-week virtual space-themed summer camp that hops to each of the planets in our solar system. Featuring
This
weekly
is so
videos of
sick.
mega experiments that I do, and super challenges that you do. And the best of these weekly challenge submissions earns one of these bad boys, a platinum ticket, giving you the chance to join me on my favorite planet for the biggest mega experiment of them all in the final episode of the summer.
I feel like this nigga is just living
On top of that,
the
usually
best
Crunch
life
Labs
ever.
mailboxes where we build a
This
super
looks
fun toy
insane.
Together, learning all the juicy physics, how they work, comes once a month. But to coincide with Space Camp Crunch Labs weekly challenges and videos all summer long, we'll ship them to you every week. Let's go.
Wow.
So if you want an 8-week summer camp where you can travel the cosmos while learning to think like an engineer,
That is
There's
so
an
cool.
absolute 0% chance of bug bites and poison ivy. Head to campcrunchlabs.com to reserve one of the limited spots, and I'll see you in camp. So with camp well on
That
its
is so
way
cool.
and milestone 1 completed, now we had to nail milestone 2, booting up a hopefully still functioning satellite and taking the first picture. I'm
Come on,
probably pulling it
Sagas.
off with scheduling
Come on,
some time to
Sagas.
shore up my confidence.
Nigga had to go get a massage.
So that when the big morning came, I wouldn't be terrified out of my mind.
This is so
absolutely
cool
terrified
to
out of
me,
my
bro.
mind.
I don't understand a lot of what it takes to go into this shit, but bro, like, I just wish I could be there just to see and feel the energy. It's just so cool to me.
We got my good luck peanuts. And we got the team.
Thank you all for taking time to join
Come
us
on,
today.
Sakas.
Welcome to Sakas Mission Control.
Come on.
And with the formalities out
Yeah.
of the way, it was finally time to see if we actually had a working satellite.
What do we have to do to get it started?
Just say go.
Go.
We're ready for commissioning.
Oh, no! Okay, so step 1, this is the boot up, right?
Yeah, this is our flight computer, and we're waiting for a sign that it is alive, and hopefully it'll be booting up soon.
Now, boot up was the first of 7 steps we would need to pass in order to achieve mission success, including things like unfolding the solar panels and deploying the camera. And we'd be writing this process out alongside our incredibly talented build and operation partners at Tyvac International based in Turin, Italy. Is 3 minutes supposed to be how long it takes for a boot up?
Wow.
It should
Shit's
take about
incredible.
5 minutes.
Why didn't you start with that, Ian?
By the way, for reals, it may not work, and I think it's important. We preach like failure's part of the process. It's gonna be devastating. It stings, it should suck.
But then we get to try again, stoked about how much we've learned.
Should we pass around the good
That's
luck
true.
peanuts?
Oh yeah.
So there's a
That's
tradition
true.
at NASA JPL regarding peanuts, because in the early 1960s, they had a string of 6 failed missions trying to send a satellite to the moon. But on the 7th attempt, the flight manager brought some peanuts to hand out to the team, and that mission was successful, effectively breaking
good
the
luck,
curse.
peanuts.
Ever
That's
since that
awesome.
day at JPL, when they have like a launch situation like this, they bring peanuts. Of course, they don't believe in superstitions, but holy crap, we're covered.
That's
And
awesome.
after what felt like an eternity,
That looks
Hey, boot it up. Hey, boot
That's
it
a
up.
huge milestone because it's like we have a heartbeat. That's a big one.
good. The next thing that's going to happen is the solar array is going to unfold. Here we go. Yes!
That's awesome.
2 for 7.
step 3 was to deploy the high-power antennas. Without these guys, there'd be no way to upload or download any pictures, and it would be a mission failure.
Right now it's deploying the antennas. If it jams, there's no hope of fixing it.
There we go.
Now at this point, SatGus was just about halfway to being fully operational, but now came the critical moment to test the antennas with our first full contact with one of our ground stations on Earth.
We're coming up on our first ground station pass above Antarctica, so hopefully within the next 30 seconds we will see that we are communicating with the satellite.
Uh-oh.
Something's not right.
No signal.
Stand by.
This was not good.
What happened?
The satellite has passed by McMurdo ground station and we did not hear from it.
Now, one of the challenging things about talking with a satellite that's moving 5 miles per second is that as fast as it enters communication range,
It leaves it.
So we only have a few minutes to make contact until it's once again out of sight, and we have to wait to try again from an entirely different ground station somewhere else on Earth. In our case,
The next ground station is Svalbard and that will occur hopefully in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Mood really got sucked out of this room. Where are the peanuts?
Come on.
Oh, crap.
Wow.
Everything's going to pot. That's true, Bam. That is a sign.
Oh, it's quite literally a sign.
We did a
Get it?
whole
It's a
campaign
sign.
of $30 million to like not litter with like Team C's. And this would just be like a big hunk of space litter.
So while we wait, this is a great time to shout out T-Mobile and Google Pixel for being bold enough to partner with me on what could potentially be the most expensive failure of my life. T-Mobile was the perfect
Sponsor?
choice because they're the first and only US wireless provider with
Yeah. Look, shout out to T-Mobile, but y'all not getting me, bro. I already have T-Mobile. I don't need a sponsor.
Text message it'd be facing. Now back at Mission Control,
Here we go.
durability of this space environments it'd be facing.
Here we go.
Back at Mission Control, after 20 minutes of waiting,
I don't think I missed
In
anything
this minute,
important.
we should have another shot at this. Come on, Sat Gus.
Sat Gus was hopefully about to come into
Come
range of
on,
the next
Sat
ground
Gus.
station.
Oh, there it
Let's
is.
go.
Now that we had some kind of communication established,
Oh, there we go. We're on the board.
we looked at the telemetry data and realized what had happened. Instead of the satellite looking nice and relatively stable like this, it was actually tumbling much more than expected, which meant the antennas weren't getting a clear line of sight to Earth. Luckily, our partners at Tyvek had thought of this possibility, and the satellite autonomously began using its torque rods to de-spin SatGus to the point that they were able to get a more solid connection with the ground stations
that
on Earth.
is
However, for step
crazy.
5, we needed to be totally stable to start taking pictures.
Oh no.
Yeah. The torque rods weren't enough so far to de-spin the satellite. It was not supposed to be rotating this fast. The satellite
Wow.
is still spinning too fast for the reaction.
What is it? What is the speed now?
Around 3 to 4 degrees
Well, that's
per
good.
second.
We're a little bit slower, especially because I'm almost all out of peanuts. I don't even like peanuts.
It's gonna be a while longer. Still tumbling too fast. We're at just shy of 2 degrees per second.
It's going down though.
Torque rods did their job and slowed the satellite down enough so that we could activate the reaction wheels and get it to a perfect stop.
Nice. Wow, that's so crazy. That is so crazy.
We had made it this far, and now it was time for the final 2 steps. Could we deploy a hopefully fully functioning camera and screen to start taking pictures?
Oh, yes! Yes!
We have confirmation of camera deployment.
That's
My bad, Josh. Sometimes if you see me picking up my phone, it's not that I'm not paying attention to the video. It's just that sometimes a nigga gotta make sure that we still live. And then especially since the stream already crapped on me earlier, I just want to make sure things are still good. So trust, I'm not paying attention to the stream.
Picture from space! And now that the camera deployed, this means we had an actual live video feed in space. For
Wow.
what would hopefully be a successful
Shit like
final
480p.
step with the deployment of the screen.
We're looking at a video feed right now from the camera on SatGus, and we should see the display deploying.
Oh, fire.
Let's go!
At that point, there's only one thing left to do.
Take a-
Alright, the first ever selfie from space.
Let's see it. Wow.
I've been a big dreamer for as long as I can remember. So as a fist bump to all the other big dreamers out there who will one day do way more important things than I've ever done, I'm happy to declare that from today forward, taking a space selfie with Fat
It's
Gus
now
is
possible.
officially free forever to anyone on this incredible planet of ours.
No, that is actually insane. That is insane. Shout out to Mark Rober. Chat, I want y'all to let me know if we should get a space selfie. They're free, but man, that is just that's so fucking cool.